start? Okay. All righty. I got my homemade gavel. Tonight's meeting of the Emmitsburg Planning Commission shall now come to order. First thing to kind of put it on the record as to who is here. I see we got Mark Long is on the computer. Bernard Franklin is here. We got Joyce is here. We got Joe, I guess via telephone. And of course I'm here. So all five of the members are here and should be so noted. Zach, who else is online here that you're aware of?
I did not see anyone else that's in the meeting.
Except for me.
Nobody else. Of course, we got Chris
Oh,
Gauss.
Chris Gauss, I'm sorry.
Okay, Chris, and you represent the applicant?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just getting this down for the record. Okay, very good. Well, we will begin the meeting as we normally do with the Pledge of Allegiance. And you see the flag is shown on the screen. Joe, just imagine that you're seeing a flag in front of you. And so let's begin.
I have one here.
You have one
I'm
there.
good.
Okay, very good. Well, let's please, if you can, to stand and put your right hand over your heart and let's just do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag.
of the
United
States
States of
of
America,
America and to the
to the
republic
republic,
which
which
stands
one
one nation under
God,
God, indivisible,
with
liberty.
with all.
All right.
My chair's getting hung up here. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay. But the only thing I wanted to kind of mention here at the opening is that one thing we're going to do a little different tonight, the way we're all set up and everything, is when we get time to do various voting on motions, that we're going to do the voting by roll call. That way we can clearly know the accuracy of how many votes there were, and of course now we'll find out who they are. So we'll do a roll call at those times that we need to do a voting. Everything else will be pretty much the same as we normally do. And like we said earlier, this is going to be quite an experience. Some of us for the first time, a few of you have done this quite a bit. So we'll get through this all. We'll have a good meeting, I'm sure. Let's begin. Next item, number 4 on our agenda, the disposition of the minutes from our last meeting. The last meeting we had was way back on the 24th of February. Seems like a long time ago. Has everybody had a chance to review those minutes that were written? Well, let me ask you, has anybody not read those minutes? Everybody is okay with that? Okay. No changes or additions or whatever anybody has to recommend on those minutes? If not, would somebody please make a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll move we approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
A motion has been made by Mark to approve those minutes, and I believe Joyce seconded that motion. Any further discussion? If not, we'll do a roll call vote on the approval of those minutes. Mark?
Aye.
Howdy. Bernard?
Pass. Yes, aye. Sorry.
Joyce?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So unanimous vote, 5-0 to approve those minutes. Okay, moving on. We have under item number 5, the old business concerning the property bought and to be developed by the insurance brokers of Maryland. We have the site plan to review. As you recall, it was tabled from our previous meeting. And we'll begin with a presentation from Zach as to where we are on that.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since we have met back in February, Mr. Gauss and Mr. Phelan and both Mr. Hockleys have done an excellent job at cleaning up the plans. They made some slight adjustments in order to incorporate some of the conditions that we put on the plans. For one example, they changed parking spaces from 18 down to 12 in order to fit the new loading area. So we will talk about that as we get into the comments. So if you have your staff memo in front of you, if you want to go to page 2, we'll go over the first comment. In the beginning, our OCC from Fox & Associates, the town's engineer, saw some concern with meeting the American Disabilities Act with parking. So it was his understanding that there had to be one ADA spot in the northern parking lot and one ADA spot in the southern parking lot. However, since doing more investigations, he believes that the Planning Commission has the authority to allow both ADA parking spots to be in the north parking lot. The applicant does not wish to have a spot in the employee parking lot because it would cost the burden, some extra concrete going up. It would just be a really long path going to the front. So town staff does support this request. And Chris, do you want to explain anything further on that?
No, it's just that the existing building there is not going to be able to be made to go from the bottom level, which is several feet below grade, to the first floor where the main office and the customer area is, without they would almost, if they're going to put something in the bottom parking lot, they would either have to build a long concrete ramp with several level areas along the way, because you have to have that every 20 feet, and all the way up to the front, through the front parking lot, and then into the front door. It doesn't make any sense for weather or slope or any kind of construction of a long walkway when you can put the second handicap spot within 25 feet of the door and have a nice level path in.
I mean, I think the federal code has good intentions. One handicap parking facility spot per parking facility. So they technically have 2 parking facilities, but in this circumstance, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So is there any discussion on that before I move on? So we'll just have what's going on. So number 1, the loading space as shown is not usable for any large delivery vehicles. The space shall be rotated 90 degrees. So this came from Joe CC, our town engineer, and this is something I actually do not agree with him on. And Chris, he's in agreement also. How he has it set up now, it's more convenient for a box truck to enter and to exit. If you rotate that 90 degrees, it's going to be impossible for a box truck to navigate. So we're recommending we scratch item number 1, condition number 1. But I just wanted to put that on there for just so you guys know that it comes from our engineer. So
Can I ask a question about that before you move on, Zach?
Yeah.
So last time we met, the applicant was requesting 18 parking spots. So it was their desire to eliminate some of those spots to put in this loading zone, that this was the applicant's choice?
No, the loading zone is required by town ordinance.
Okay.
yeah, let me share my screen. And then let me go here. So originally, I don't know, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so originally
Yeah,
we had 5 parking spaces where the loading space is going to go.
Right.
In all honesty, they're never going to get deliveries. However, this is a town code requirement, and
Okay.
if they wanted to get rid of this requirement, they'd actually have to go to the Board of Appeals. So in order to meet the code, they just scratched off 5 spaces here. And you can see they're still going to do the lines. So, if they still want to park there, the town's totally okay with that. We understand they're an insurance broker and they're not going to be getting large deliveries of food or anything else. So.
Okay.
What, can I ask, what is the ground material going to be in that loading area?
It's asphalt.
Is that,
Thank
okay,
you.
so
Thank
that will
you.
also be asphalt. I
Thank
thought
you.
maybe it was going to be something different than asphalt. So it will be asphalt as well. Okay,
Originally, they
thank
were
you.
going to do, however, since they now have to do the stormwater bioretention basin, they opted to mix. So let me keep going on. One more mic.
It's a
It is?
Can't hear.
Cheryl Phelan, I actually.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just using my wife's phone. How you doing, folks?
Oh, Mr. Phelan, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining. So right now we're just going over the comments.
Right. Yep.
So for number 2, route sidewalk from the street shall be 5 feet. I spoke with Chris about that.
Sharing screens and shit, hon. You gotta be able to see it. All private.
They're going over the comments.
On your mic, a little hot there.
I'm sorry. We're going to forgo the sidewalk to the street. It's not necessary for us. They can come in through their main roadway. We don't need the sidewalk to the street.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, they have a 4-foot existing sidewalk right here in the front of the house. Per ADA regulations, they would have to make that 5 feet. So they're just going to remove that, which is totally okay. Next, number 3, accessible parking spaces shall be a maximum of 2% slope in any direction and show spot elevations. Joe CC said the slope appears to be in excess of 2% from the current spot elevations. This comment is just basically to make sure that when they do build it, they make sure it's less than 2%.
Zach, I just wanted to address something there that the spot elevations are at the decimal point of the elevation. So if you go from the decimal point of the 398.5 up to the base of the curve, which is 399 or half a foot elevation, that's 25 feet of distance. That converts exactly to 2% slope.
Sure.
I'm not sure what that comment was about. Maybe he was thinking the elevation was in front of the number, but no, when I put a spot elevation on there, the decimal point is where that elevation is.
Okay, thank you. Also, the plan shall identify locations of water, sewer, storm drain. The old plan, they show those, however, they have to show it
Zach, I'm not hearing you.
hold on a second. Let me.
Yeah, I thought it was just me, but I'm not the only one. I can't hear it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so next, number 5 and 6 go together. Basically, since it's 5,000 square feet disturbance, they have to get
We're
Can't
losing
hear
you
you.
again, Zach.
Hold on a second. There we go. Hold on, let me 1 second. Mr. Phelan, I'm gonna have to mute you for a couple of minutes because you have some back noise.
So I'll mute myself. No problem.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so let me read those again. So since the land disturbance is over 5,000 square feet, they have to obtain a erosion and sediment control plan and a stormwater management plan, which Chris is working on currently, and they have been.
Actually have an engineer working on that. I did hear today that they got approval of the first set of plans came through today.
Okay.
So that's well on its way to getting done and should be done shortly.
Perfect. And then they're just basically saying that they have to provide us a copy. So the next comment, once everything is constructed, they will have to provide us an engineer certified as-built. It always happens. There's no problem with that. They have to provide the height of the vestibule. They have to provide the materials and what the structure's exterior. And they have to show the location of the garbage collection points. I know Mr. Phelan stated at the last meeting that it's just going to be regular trash totes. That's good. They just have to show where they're going to be placed.
I just wanted to have one comment on that. And speaking to Andrew today, and also in speaking with Chris, with the apron that comes off of First Avenue will be utilized. We have such very little garbage that it will be, less than, it'll be 1/2 of one can that will be needed. So we'll use the apron off of First Avenue because it's large enough. I just don't see the need for anything more because there's not much garbage that comes out of what we do, and we shred. We're essentially paperless and then shred what we can, with the rest of the paper.
Okay, perfect. Chris will just have to show on the plan where you put in the garbage. That's all you'll need.
Okay, sounds good.
And then the last comment, it's a typical comment. The applicant shall pay any such fees that are charged from time to time from the town of Emmitsburg for further reviews and permits that may be required concerning. And that's everything. They did a good job cleaning it up.
Hey, Zach, I had one question about one of the comments.
Sure.
The height of the vestibule is the same height of the existing building. I just didn't know how do you want me to show that as an elevation above sea level like all the other elevations, or do you want me to just say it's?
Can you put that as a general note?
Okay. Yep, okay.
Okay, Chris, now do you have any other questions or inputs you would like to put on regarding this at this time?
No, I think that, I'm good with the way the plan is.
Okay. All right. And to see.
Unless you have a question or something, I'd be glad to answer any questions from anybody.
Okay, does anybody have a question for Chris?
No.
Hearing none. Okay, we got Andrew on the line. Is that true? Is there an Andrew? Is that your name? I'm sorry, Mr. Phelan?
No, I'm Bobby Phelan. I'm here on the line.
Bobby, okay, I'm trying to see whose name we got here.
So
Okay.
Andrew's the contractor. I'm the owner.
Okay. Do you have any comments or questions?
No, I don't think so. I appreciate Chris's job and going through all there and doing everything that needed done. And if anybody has any questions to me, let me know. I'm happy to answer.
Okay. Very good. Okay, go back up to all the members of the commission. We'll take one at a time. Mark Long, do you have any questions or comments?
No, it's generally looking good. I just want to make sure I'm clear that we are scratching the number 1 and number 2 conditions. Is that correct? I guess I'm asking Zach.
Number 1 will scratch. Number 2, just have that as, we'll keep number 2 just in case they change their mind. But if they want to scrap it, I'm okay with that. So we'll add a full route. Sidewalk from the street shall be 5 feet wide minimum if they plan to convert.
If they plan to keep the sidewalk to the street.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll be removed. Yep.
Okay. So that's all I had, Keith.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Okay, Bernard, do you have any questions or comments?
No, sir, I do not.
Thank you. Joyce, do you have any questions or comments?
No, it looks like a go to me.
Okay. Joe, how about you? Got any questions or comments?
Just a question, just to make sure. In looking at the site plan, the most recent one, parking lot up in the upper parking lot, spots 2 and 3 are the 2 handicap spots. There will be none in the lower lot, and
Right.
we are not requiring an ADA compliant entrance at the rear of the building because it's already there at the entrance, correct?
Correct. That's up to the board. So if staff recommends, along with our engineer, that to go with Mr. Phelan's recommendation and Mr. Gauss's recommendation to have both spots in the northern lot, unless you guys object to that.
Sounds great to me. I just wanted to make sure that what I'm looking at is what we're going with. Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, I'd actually like to have that in 2 motions. So one, if you want to conditionally approve the plan based on the 10 conditions. And then the second motion would be for the ADA parking space to be, or 2 parking spaces to be in the northern lot only.
Okay, we could do that. It seems to me we need to do number 2 first.
That's okay.
The issue of allowing 2 handicapped spaces there in the one lot versus 1 in each. I think that issue would need to be addressed first. Then we'll go to the total site plan.
That sounds great.
For that one. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just got one quick little question I'd like to ask. I just want to make sure, hearing from the applicant and so forth about, we're talking about a total of 12 parking spaces on this site now. Total 12. How many full-time employees are going to be in this building every day, as you predict? How many?
So I have that work from this office. There's typically 8 to 9 that work in there daily.
Okay, 8 to 9. So then you kind of, okay, so then with that, then you're going to have possibly three customers or 3 visitors that you would have a space for.
Yes.
For those who are non-employees. And of course, those 3 will be the ones up front, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
And of those 3, only one of them is for a non-handicapped, is that true?
I would defer to Chris on that. I'm not sure. Is that correct, Chris?
Yeah, that is correct. Two.
Okay.
There's only 3 spaces up front, 2 are handicapped.
Right, so you only have 1 space for a non-handicapped visitor, right?
Other than the space in the back. That's correct.
Okay. So with this in mind, are you really comfortable with the number of spaces to serve the needs that you're going to have, both employees and visitors? Will these 12 spaces get the job done as far as you're concerned?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. Anyone with any final comments or questions before we entertain a motion? Hearing none. Would somebody please make a motion in regards to the allowing the 2 handicapped parking spaces to be located in the parking area in the front of the building, rather than 1 in the front and 1 in the back? We need a motion to that effect. Would you please make that?
I'll take a stab at that. I make a motion to approve 2 handicap parking spots in the upper or front parking lot of the Insurance Brokers of Maryland property.
Okay, a motion has been made by Joe to approve the 2 handicap spaces to be located in the one area in the front of the building. Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
I'll second it.
Wait, somebody, let's see, was it Mark who said that?
I think Mark
Okay.
did first, but then Joyce did.
Okay, I'm trying,
Okay.
kind of hard to keep track of this. Okay, so the second by Mark to approve that motion. Okay, any last comments or questions on that motion? Are we all set? Okay. Motion has been made to approve the 2 spaces being in one area of the site. Calling for a roll call vote. Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Bernard, how do you vote?
Approve.
Joyce, how do you vote?
Aye.
Joe, how do you vote?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. So the motion carries 5-0 to allow both parking spaces for the handicap to be located in that front area. Okay, that's taken care of. And moving on to the second issue will be to approve the site plan as presented, along with the, I believe we now have, instead of 10, or yeah, we still got 10 conditions that we've been given in writing from the staff. Items, conditions number 2 through 11 are the conditions. Do I have a motion to approve the site plan with these 10 conditions?
Mark will make a motion to conditionally approve the Insurance Brokers of Maryland site plan with the conditions that's outlined in the staff memo of April 15th, the 10 conditions that's outlined in the staff memo of April 15th.
Okay, motion has been made to approve with the 10 conditions that have been listed for us from the staff. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Second has been made by Joyce. Any further questions or comments about the motion? Hearing none, we'll go through a roll call vote. Mark, how do you vote?
Yes.
Bernard,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Joe,
Aye.
and the chair votes yes. It's unanimous. The vote carries, or the motion carries 5-0. The site plan is approved with those 10 conditions.
And before we
Next.
go on, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Phelan. I know they are putting a lot of money into that building, and it's looking very, very nice. So it's going to be gorgeous.
Agreed.
Well, thank you. It's you know, it's my hometown, and I've, you know, I'm not used to this process, candidly, but it's my hometown. I appreciate all you guys allowing us to do what we needed to do, to have, you know, what we hope to be, you know, the nicest place on the east side of town, no doubt. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's the one and only old business item on our agenda. Next item, new business. I guess we have none for the meeting tonight for number 6. On to number 7, public comment. I guess we have nobody else online to provide any public comment, correct? Okay.
Folks, I'm going to be exiting the call, but thank you again very much. Please, I look forward to seeing you at the at my new office. And Chris, thank you especially. You've worked really hard on our behalf. Thank you again to all. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
All right, with that, I think I'm going to sign off too. I think you got everything from me you need.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, Chris.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. That completes through item number 7. Basically, that pretty well covers the items. Zach, anything regarding time and date for the next meeting that we'll have?
There's something in the works. The Daughters of Charity will be presenting a subdivision plan in the near future with a forest conservation plan. So I spoke with George Brenton, the director of facilities over there, yesterday, and he said probably within the next month. However, my wife and I will be having a child in June, early June, if all goes well. So we'll see.
Well, congratulations, Zach.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm going to be off 2 or 3 weeks, so that may push it back a little bit unless Kathy wants to take my place. We'll see how that works. So right now, there's nothing tentatively or nothing permanent in the schedule.
Okay. we'll just keep our calendars open for the next month or so and see what goes on. Okay, very good. Anybody have any last comments or thoughts you'd like to make before we adjourn? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Joyce makes a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second,
Who did the second?
Mark.
Mark, okay. I'm having trouble understanding who's saying what.
Yeah.
Okay, motion has been made to adjourn and has been seconded. Time to get a phone call, so meeting is adjourned.
Night, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Take care.